Hello there! I have another fun project for you. So thank you for joining me today to make this awesome art with Mrs. A. We are going to mix music and art again and make a Native American drum. Sounds like fun. Well, you are right, it's going to be. And how cool is it going to be while listening to Native American music from Miss Hudson that you can join in and play the drum that you made? Before we start, let's learn some facts about Native American drums. American Indians' drum is a percussion. The instrument of a drum is a percussion instrument, and it's often made from a hollow, cut out log covered with a soft animal hide, which is stretched tightly over the top. For centuries, the heartbeat of Native American cultures have been through the beat of a drum. The drums are about more than just the music that you hear. It is an important part of Indian heritage for many Native American tribes. The drum represents a circle of life. I'm going to show you a picture of an Indian chief holding a drum in his hand. There are many different types and sizes of American Indian drums, including a hand drum, which looks like this. You hold it in your hand, and a drum that is rested on it's a large drum, and it's rested on the ground, and it looks a little bit like this. It's very tall, and it sits on the ground, and the musician would sit and on a stone or sit on a chair, and they would beat the drum. Songs and music are still played today with the beating drums as Native Americans celebrate dancing together. And after, they sit around and the older people will tell stories to the children. Let's listen to some Native Americans musicians playing on their drums. Can you hear that? It's a group of Native Americans sitting around a large drum, and each of them have a stick and they are beating their drums. All right, I wanted to share that with you. All right, so I can't wait to get started. How about you? I'm going to show you how to make a drum out of a coffee can. Who doesn't love playing drums? The best thing about making the drum is that the materials that you will need, you will find at your home. So it's very simple. After you make your own percussion instrument, simply grab a couple of pencils or any kind of wooden sticks, and your drums are good to go. So let's grab the materials that we need and get started. You can select any size coffee can. This one is a large coffee can. Make sure you have a plastic lid, a piece of material. It can be any kind of material you have laying around the house. This actually is an old t-shirt of Mrs. A, and I cut it up. So don't just cut up any t-shirt. Make sure that you check first before you cut the t-shirt up. It's nice and soft, so I like to use t-shirts when I make my drum. So you just need something soft. If you don't have any material, you can also use saran wrap and place that over. That's fine. I did find some feathers, so if you have any feathers, that would be great. Some string, Any kind of string would work. If you don't have feathers, in the PowerPoint, Mrs. A gave you a template, and you can cut feathers out of construction paper, or you can draw the feathers on your own. And let's see, and a piece of paper. The paper should be probably a light colored paper. Mrs. A chose to use yellow. And I also found some ribbon, if you have ribbon laying around, anything that you can find to decorate your drum. All right, so let's start decorating our drum. So the first thing you want to do is take your can and measure the can, the height of your can, and then that would be the size of the paper. Okay, so I measured it, and I measured 5 inches, and I cut my paper, so you may need a ruler. And then I took the paper and I placed it around my can to see how long I needed my paper to be. After I did that, I cut my paper, so now it's ready to go. But before I glue my paper onto my can, I want to decorate in some Native American patterns. And I created some AB patterns, ABC patterns, and I would like to show that to you. I'm going to make my art on the sheet of paper first. So what I did was, you can see I have some triangles and dots. And right here I have an AB pattern, rectangle, line, rectangle, line. And over here I have an ABC pattern. I have a green square, purple square, blue square, green square, purple square, blue square. So it would be ABC, ABC. So I created different patterns. I try to make my design on my drum very colorful. So grab yourself some markers, crayons. You can notice, I'll show it real close. I outlined in markers, and then I went turtle slow and colored inside with crayons. Now I am ready to glue my design on my drum. Oh, before I forget, I did take a ribbon, orange ribbon, and I glued it to the bottom. You can see that right here. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. I have one more thing I want to do before I glue that on. The lid of my can, I'm going to take and I'm going to place that down on my t-shirt, and I'm going to leave around 2 inches around my lid. You can get a marker, and it's hard for me to show you, but I'm going to show you here. So I didn't trace exactly the shape of the lid. I gave myself 2 inches from the lid, and then to give extra material so it'll drape over the top of my drum. So I already cut this out, so I'm all set to go. So what I'm going to do on my lid is I'm going to take a glue stick, or you can have Elmer's glue, and I'm going to put a lot of glue on my lid. All right. And then I'm going to take the top, that circle, and I'm going to put it on the top of my lid. Try to center it the best I can. And press down. So that is ready to go. All right, so there I go. I have it. I'm going to take my lid, and now I'm ready to glue my design. So I'm going to take my paper, place my glue on my paper. Again, you can use Elmer's glue if you'd like. And let's see how great this is going to look. I'm going to roll it on my can all the ways to the back here. And let's see. Wow. I'm going to press a little hard there on the seam. And there we go. How's it look? I like it. Now I'm ready to put the top on. So I'm going to put my top on. Oh, it's almost ready. Before I am done, I have a few other things. I'm going to take my string and I'm going to wrap it around the top and tie it in a knot. You may need someone to help you do this. Press it down there, do a twist, and tie it in a knot. And this is where I'm going to attach my feathers. So as you can see, and then I already took string and tied a knot in my 3 feathers, and I am going to attach my feathers to my drum. What do you think? Now, the feathers that you have in the PowerPoint, if you were to cut 2 shapes of feathers out, like this, I have one feather that's flat, and then I have a feather that looks like it's on the side. If I take a pair of scissors, I can bend, fold the piece of paper in half, the feather shape, and just create slits with a pair of scissors. And if I just fluff them up with my fingers, and I'll show you what I did here. I'm just fluffing them up like this. It looks like a feather. And I can do the same thing here. I would just put some slits and fluff it up. And then I could take these 2 pieces of the shapes of my feathers, and I would just glue them here, and there's feathers. So you don't need to have actual feathers. You can make your own feathers. So I am ready to go. My drum. So what I would need, I can use my hands to drum, or I can get 2 sticks or 2 pencils. I think I have 2 pencils right here. The erasers, right? Wasn't that easy? Now it's your turn to make a drum. Your drum is all ready to play after you're done to an American song, a Native American song from Miss Hudson. I can't wait to see your coffee can drum. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Make sure to take a photo, or better yet, video, and yourself playing, and share it with Mrs. A and Miss Hudson. Till next time, bye.